Hey guys, and welcome to another edition of Swinging Sunday Scan. We're sending out an early edition on February the 10th, 2022. Something pretty interesting happened today. We put in a retest of one of the key areas I mentioned last week, and we put in one large topping tail. The area I'm talking about is 458. You can see we opened around 452. At some point, we rallied all the way up to this area, and the sellers pushed the stock all the way back down below 448 to close just around 450. We did this on a significant amount of volume, which one could read as a sign that the sellers were in control. A good idea in this kind of scenario would be to take a look at what happened inside the bar. Let's look at the 15-minute time frame. So you can see here that the rally up to the 458 area happened in the morning, reached that area around 10:30. Following that was our big drop for the rest of the day. In the extended hours, it looked like we kind of continued floating lower. Right now it's 10:24. Let's switch over to the ES, which is currently trading. So at the open at 6 o'clock, when the ES continued trading after its 1 hour break, it immediately tanked and continued lower. Right now, it looks like we're putting in some basing action. But to me, guys, this is looking super weak. I'm really hoping that tomorrow, Friday morning, we see a big gap down with a continuation lower. This would be great in the long term. A couple things to note is this double top retest is another sign of possible reversal to the downside, where sellers are stepping up around this 458 area. So the plan going into next week is basically exactly the same. Anything above this area, I'd be looking at a potential push higher. Anything below, I'd be looking at a continuation much lower, hopefully beyond this pivot around the 420. QQQ is basically looking almost exactly the same. Something else I'll note is if we do get a push higher on any of these market ETFs, plan really is to look for the next level where this could pull back. Although breaking this level will kind of destroy this downtrend, I think it's still worth a shot to find another key level where the market could reverse to the downside. For example, here on the QQQ, I've marked off another possible resistance area where we could take another shot at going lower. I mentioned a bunch of stocks last week going short. A few of them are still looking pretty good. CCRN still shaping up pretty good. Look at those topping tails. WMS, this one is also looking pretty good. Look at that wide range red bar. SKY pushed higher but is now testing another key level of $80 and put in another huge red wick. Look at the color change on the MACD histogram here. I use this as an indicator for a sign of reversal. RVLV, another push higher but still looking like a possible decent trade. Earnings coming up soon, however, so not that great. RLYB, again, pushed a bit higher, but is still looking great if you were to adjust your risk and entry. TTEK, still looking good. Same story with the rest. MBI, again, pushed a bit higher, but looking really great for a possible short. Again, look at the color change on the histogram bar. TNYA pushed higher, but again, looking really juicy. BROS, still shaping up nice. IAS, looking good. CELH, looking good. IPI, looking good. Full disclosure, I did take this trade and it shook me out, but this would be a perfect candidate to potentially get back in. However, earnings is pretty soon, so there's so many other decent trades out there. I'd probably choose another one over this one because of how soon earnings is. Oh my goodness, another trade looking decent. XM. ENTG, again, looking great if you're to adjust your risk and entry. HRMY, again, looking pretty juicy. MCFT, looking okay. This one looks more of like a double top pattern. The size of the risk on this one is pretty large. This one I'm not too crazy about. Anyways, guys, Anyways, guys, I didn't go through all the ideas from last week, but a lot of them are looking really great. I don't have many new ideas. My first new idea is MCD McDonald's. This one was looking great last night, and I entered in my order and got filled this morning. The risk to reward on this one is phenomenal, and I had to take a shot. This one is likely going to play along with whatever the market does. However, because we're breaking below a key level on this stock, and we have yet to break below the key level on the SPY that I mentioned, to me, I look at this as a sign of relative weakness. I had to take a shot at this one. So we'll see what happens, but this one so far has gotten off to a decent start. I tried really hard to find some long ideas and really fell short. Maybe that's a sign we're looking at a longer term pullback, but I'm not holding my breath. I did spot UVV. This one looks like it could have a potential decent bounce. This one has been beaten down for quite a while, and you can see here at the $47 area, we did a triple bottom retest and put in a pretty big move up, breaking through this triple top retest, and we're now pulling back and testing this resistance area, which has now become support, and we have some nice tight consolidation doji bars here. So this is a decent trade to take for me, for my plan, as an insurance if we do break and go higher. I am really short heavy right now. I do have 4 open short positions and only 1 long position. It's likely I'll enter this one just in case we do break above that key resistance area on the SPY and end up going higher. It's always a good idea when you're swing trading to have a good mix of long and shorts. It's like investing. You want to diversify your risk. The last long idea I have is DRQ. This one I'm not super crazy about. Between the period of November and December of last year, we broke below a very key level on a longer term time frame, and we're currently bouncing back above it, which is 22, and coming down to sort of test this area. Earnings is really soon, so I'm probably just going to keep this one for a watch next week and the week after that to see kind of what happens after earnings. Maybe we'll come down, break through 22, chop around a bit, put in some tight bars, and then look for a move higher. Maybe we'll see a big significant drop in the market, and at the bottom of that drop, maybe we'll see a bounce, and maybe this one will be ready to bounce with it, and maybe we can time it with the market. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. If any of this content was helpful in any way, please hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. If you have any questions or want to send me any trades to review, put those down in the comments. I'd be happy to review any trades you guys want to look at. If you want to see more content like this in the future, hit subscribe, hit that bell, and you'll get a notification anytime I put out new content. Thanks again, guys. Trade safe, and I'll see you on the next one.